Hello everyone. In this video clip, Jazeel and I talk about work ethic and how he put in so much hard work to accomplish the goals that he has met today and the goals that he tries to meet in the future. He describes how he would go to bed extremely late, wake up before the sun rose to study for the GRE, and worked incredibly hard on his master's in biotechnology. And now that he's accomplished his goal of coming to Mayo, he describes his work ethic in the lab and how work-life balance has played into that. We also talk about burning out because so many people are telling Jazeel, aren't you going to burn out? And he's saying, maybe this work-life balance isn't ideal overall, but right now my priority is work and this is what I want to do. So I really admired that dedication that he had. Do you have any regrets about focusing so much on your preparation? Do you sometimes think, I wish I would have just spent a little more time with my friends, or just since it's paid off so much, has it been worth it?
So the funny thing is that actually if I thought in 2013 and 14 before coming here that, oh, I've spent so much time, things got a lot busier after I came here.
Okay.
So if I was thinking back then that, oh, I should have spent more time, I felt that even more after I came here, that, you know, I'm like, I'm spending so much of my time in my lab that I actually should have stayed back. I mean, there is a part of me that does regret that I should have spent some more time, but then sometimes I feel that, you know, like apart from me, I alone understand how badly do I want this. So I don't expect everybody else to feel the same way.
Yeah.
But the thing is that now the people who are closest to me, they know how I am and how passionate I am about my work. So now, like, when they talk about me, like, at least that's what my brother and my friends have told me, is that they just equate me with, they call me a crazy scientist, although I'm not one yet.
Yeah.
But they just say, like, whenever we call you, you're always in the lab, you're always doing
something. You don't have the hair for it. Like big gray hair.
Yeah, maybe if you would have interviewed me a month ago, then yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. But like, I mean, now even my friends, like, they've started to realize that, you know, like, his life is all about his work. And it shouldn't be like that. I understand that life has to be about a balance, but at this point, like, I'm really, really enjoying my work, so.
Well, I don't know. I get what you're saying with, like, it shouldn't be like that. I think that's why I was interested in how you were describing your preparation, because I think especially younger people, if you work that hard at something, people say you have your whole life to work.
Right.
And I think that's really awesome that you're sort of like unashamed. This is what I want to do. I'm passionate about it. Because I think people, you know, younger, you think you're going to miss out on the best years of your life if you work really difficult, you know, really diligently at something.
So I think that attitude actually stems from the way I was brought up as a kid. So my parents, or at least my mom, like, I mean, both my parents for that matter, were extremely strict raising me up as a kid. They did not tolerate any nonsense, no bullshit. Sorry, you should not say
that. No, I don't care.
So, and my mom always told me that, she said that, you know, like, you are going to have time for fun in your life, but if you decide to have all of your fun now when you're a kid, then you're going to be struggling all of your life working. Whereas if you decide to put in hard work now, then the rest of your life is just going to be a lot easier than you realize it now. So I just took my mom's word for the way it was. When I was a kid, I did not understand that. I do understand that a bit now. So I think that attitude of me wanting to go behind everything that I wanted and working really, really hard for everything that I want in life actually stems from the fact that, from the way I've been brought up. And like, I was so grateful once I came here when I started realizing all of that. Like, I've even like called up my parents so many times and told them that, you know, I didn't realize this as a kid. I used to hate you all for punishing me so much. But I'm like, I am so grateful for the way that you all have raised me today.
Yeah.
Because I mean, when I was growing up, I wasn't born in a family of a lot of means. So like, we were not extremely well off when I was growing up. So everything that I'd actually wanted in life, my mom made me work for it. At the beginning, I thought that why couldn't I just get everything like other kids did? You know, like, they just asked their parents, hey, can I get this? And they're like, yeah, sure, you can get that. You know, but for me, like, for all of us, like, I have a twin brother, I have an older brother, and for us, like, all three of us growing up, it was always that if you wanted something, you need to deserve it. And I think that was something that was one of the key things that has actually shaped my personality and attitude in life today. That I equate everything that, okay, if I want it, then I need to deserve it. I just don't, I mean, even today, I don't go and get something just because I want it or just because I can do it. But no, I'm like, do I actually deserve something like that? And like, that was the same attitude as a kid. Like, I started playing soccer since I was 6 years old. And I really took a liking to it. I was really good at it. And I remember as a kid, like it was the first time that I was called to represent my state, and my school coach told me that, he's like, there's a lot of politics involved in it and you won't get into the team and you're just gonna feel bad and it's not worth it.
Yeah.
And I told my mom, I'm like, I don't care what the other people are saying, I just want to go for it,
Yeah.
And I got selected in the team, I was named the captain of the team, and I was the captain of that team for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
So, and then I realized that the reason that I did that was only because that I wanted to work hard for it, and I was not, I never understood when people told me that you can't do something.
Mm-hmm.
Even as a kid, even today, in fact, when people tell me that this can't be done, I just like that because I'm like, it's more fun to prove somebody wrong when they say that something can't be done.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it sounds kind of crazy, but
it's a motivator.
When something like that happens in life, even today, like I just think that, oh wow, like if no one has done it, like especially in research, when I find these findings and I'm like, when I try and look back in the literature, I'm like, has someone reported something like this? And they're like, no, and my PI and me will be discussing it, like where do we move forward from here? Or if I'm discussing it with colleagues or students, and I'm just like, that just means that I have an entire avenue to explore which no one has explored yet. So I'm like, don't tell me it can't be done, because it's just something that needs more time and needs more effort. And I mean, I am not going to shy away from working for it. So
yeah, I think that's such an interesting idea of like with hard work anything is possible. Do you think there's a limitation to that? Does it depend on your background a little bit?
So to be very honest, after I came to grad school, I realized that yes, hard work is important because it has got me to where I am today. But after I came into grad school and after I met some of the senior students in my lab in grad school, I realized that there is a certain amount, there is an element of smart work that is also required. Like you may have the capacity to work like 18 hours a day, but if you work without purpose or if you work without knowing what you're doing, you're just going to be working like a donkey.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes it's not a bad idea that, to think about what you're doing, to plan it in such a way so that you can get what you need to get done, but at the same time you're not going to be spending so much time.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I realized is that, like when I came to the lab that I'm working in currently, there are people who were way smarter than me, and I was in awe of the fact, like how can these people, like were they just born smart? Did the process of grad school make them smart? Will I ever get some smart that way? And that is when I realized that in life, at least in my opinion, if you want to succeed, then you either have to be really, really smart, and if you're not, you need a certain trait in you that is going to compensate for you not being that smart.
Okay.
And I know for a fact, like I am humble enough to accept that I know I'm not as smart as many other people in the world, but I'm like, the way I can compensate for not being that smart is to be able to work much more than what the smarter people would.
Are you competitive? Because I get the sense that you're so self-motivated. Do you feel like you need other people to compete against? I feel like you just compete against yourself.
So actually, since the time I was growing up, yes, I don't voice that out loud that I am, but to an extent, yes, I am comparing myself with other people just to make sure that I'm on the right track. But to an extent, yes, I would agree that I am competitive when it comes to anything in life for that matter. And for people have told me that for me, a lot of things in life have always been a competition. But now, after being here and after becoming a lot more mature and older in life, I realize that ultimately the competition I have is with my own self, is to just get better and better each day. Maybe that sounds too philosophical, but
no, I think that's more sustainable though.
Yeah.
Because that's coming from within you.
Right.
And that's going to motivate you beyond. And I think it's healthier because you're not putting other people down in the process.
Yep.
You're celebrating your own success, not demeaning other people's success.
Yep. And I mean, that is one of the things that I've realized after coming here, is that being humble and down to earth is something that is so important.
Yeah.
Because I have seen people who think that they're extremely smart, who think that they're extremely successful, and they have that ego and arrogance that comes with it, and they flaunt it to other people, and that is a trait that I feel is extremely, I just don't like that in people, and I feel that if you're smart and successful, but at the same time if you're humble and down to earth, I think that is a fantastic combination in people.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever get burnt out?
Oh God. So there have been times when I have spent a ridiculous amount of time in the lab. I don't want to get into the specific number of hours, but there have been times when I also haven't gone home. I've spent the entire night in the lab, but that is not out of pressure, but that is just because I've just wanted to wait and see what happens. And a lot of people actually voice that concern that if I'm working so many hours in the lab, I am going to burn out very, very soon, and that I should try and do something else outside the lab. And I agree with them, and I try to maintain that balance as much as I can. For the most part, I'm in the lab, unfortunately, though. Like, I can never end up having that balance, but I don't know if I'm burnt out. A lot of people told me that I'll burn out in a year at the rate at what I was going, but it's been 2 years now, and I think that
still kicking.
Yeah, I'm doing just fine, and I'm actually even more motivated than I was 2 years ago. So
yeah. Thank you very much for watching. I will have my full video conversation with Jazeel linked in the description box below. You do not want to miss some of the things that he has to say, so please take a look at that. In addition, I will link the podcast that I made from the conversation Jazeel and I had. That will be linked on iTunes and SoundCloud. And feel free to visit the Conversationalists online to view past conversations that I've had with individuals varying from the inventor of the first commercial microprocessor to an acclaimed British artist to Jazeel, who we have on right now. Until next time, thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you soon.